Do you love movies? I love movies, and my family loves movies. And in this video, we're going to look at the 3 resources I go to find everything from reviews to recommendations to content advisories to conversation starters. So if you love movies, stay tuned. We're about to get started. In case you and I are meeting for the first time, I'm Keith Farron, author, speaker, blogger, and storyteller whose passion is helping people move from should to want when it comes to the Bible, giving you tools and encouragement for reading and studying the Bible in such a way that you enjoy it and apply it. So if that sounds good to you, then I would encourage you to hit that little subscribe button right down there so you don't miss a video. Rather than simply tell you about these 3 resources, I thought I would just show you each one of them. First one is Plugged In from Focus on the Family. PluggedIn.com is a ministry of Focus on the Family. And as such, as you are browsing through the site, you can be confident that you're not going to come across any language or anything, any pictures or descriptions that are going to be offensive. As you might expect, you can watch a review or read a general movie review, and the specifics that they walk through here are positive elements, and I'm going to come back to this one in a second. But sexual content, violent content, and everything on this site is written in paragraph form, which for some people they like bullet points, other people like more description. But you're going to really see everything that could be concerned about, all the topics that you would want, as well as a conclusion on kind of how they feel about a movie and is it good or is it appropriate for kids, that kind of thing. But really, of the 3 tools in this video, this spiritual content piece is the one piece that is unique to PluggedIn.com. Being a Christian site, it's going to draw into, are there any spiritual conversations? Are there any themes that have a spiritual bent to it? And so if you are really looking for how to have those spiritual conversations with your kids, then Plugged In is going to be a really helpful site for you. So obviously it's got kind of all the different movies that you could think of that are in the theaters. And then you can go just in general to movies and click through things that are on video versus in theaters and filter things like that. So Plugged In is a great general purpose movie review site if you're looking for what content is going to be in a movie and you want that kind of Christian lens to look through as you're evaluating a movie. Now for the second resource, IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, which I use for 2 very specific reasons. So let's jump in. IMDb.com, the Internet Movie Database. And as the word database would imply, this is going to be the most robust site for finding out every detail about the actors, about where it was filmed, details, kind of anything. Could certainly be a rabbit trail if you are a movie lover. Now, it does cover movies and TVs, but I want to use the same example I used in the last, which is The First Man, the movie that's currently out now in the theaters. A couple things to draw your attention to. Well, you're going to be able to see the official trailers and sometimes see other clips. You'll see right there 33 videos, 93 images. You can get to those down here. Below all of that, you'll actually see things that are like this and the cast. But the one to really kind of call your attention to if you're really trying to evaluate a movie is this little section right here. So the motion picture rating, this will give you the official rating and what the Motion Picture Association has rated it that for. But then this little parents guide right here is the one that I want to call your attention to today, because this is going to go into extreme detail about every single little piece that's in here. And this keeps getting, almost like a Wikipedia or something. It continuously evolves, and sometimes as you look at the different, it'll give you mild and moderate and all that. But what I have found is that even sometimes as these get updated, it will even put like a time in the movie when this happens, so that if there may be only one scene that you really want your kids to avoid. I think we've all seen movies where we're like, if they just took this scene out or something. Sometimes in this parents guide you'll actually be able to find kind of where that is, so that if you get this on DVD, obviously you can't do anything about it when a movie's in the theater, but if you're looking at a DVD, sometimes you can actually figure out where it is that you want to skip. The other thing, other than that parents guide, the other thing that I find that I go frequently to IMDb for is if I ever see somebody in a movie that I recognize, but I can't remember where they were from or whatever, then you come here and you come to the cast, and it will list every person, no matter how small their role is. It'll list everything. You can go to that full cast and see, and then, oh yeah, that person. So let's say, I mean, most people recognize Ryan Gosling, but let's say that you didn't, and then you could kind of go to his page, find out more about him. As I told you, it's a database with more information than you'd ever want to know: birthdays, where they were born, all that kind of stuff. And then you can go down and see, what were they an actor in? Was there a soundtrack? There is the director of stuff. What talk shows he appeared on? You can click the self thing. Everything that that actor has ever done. So it lives up to its name, database. So discovering actors, what movies they were in, as well as that parent guide, is certainly kind of the way that are the two ways that I use IMDb the most. Now, the final resource is commonsensemedia.org. Now, before jumping into the screencast, one thing, they have stopped updating their app. Now, I contacted them because I used to use their app all the time, and they got back to me saying that they're adding so many resources and so many movie reviews that keeping that app updated and functioning and smooth was just becoming an impossibility. Another little piece about Common Sense Media, while today I'm going to only focus on the movie review piece of it, this resource is unbelievable as far as its richness for parents and educators in all sorts of things, from video games to books to, I mean, it's certainly the most thorough of the three resources. So now let's take a look at it when it comes to movies. Looking at First Man, here's how their layout. I really like how clean their layout is. They not only give all of the content, but they start out by doing something unique, which is giving an age rating, kind of what they recommend. And you need to, certainly put this through the filter of what you as a family feel. But it gives a good general idea of kind of Common Sense Media says this is for 12, but then you see this part over here of what parents say, what kids say, happens to be on this movie that they match up, but frequently they don't. And you'll see, I'm just going to scroll down without clicking through, you'll see that you can click to reviews by parents and reviews by kids, and it tells you the age of the kid who wrote that. And thankfully not the age of the parent, haha. But but anyhow, I just find that these are a real interesting take on why kids say this and why parents say this. But the way that they have organized this, you can really dive into very simply what the parts that really matter to you. So if it's language or sex or whatever, so the violence, if you click this, you can read through and say this is exactly what's in there when it comes to violence, when it comes to language, even consumerism, which is not something that you'll find on the other two sites. So you've kind of got the self-explanatory piece here, what the story is, and then it's got really the review of, hey, is this even worth watching? This part right here is what I want to call your attention to, because if you're looking for ways to have conversations, take a look at this as this expands. You can actually, it gives you guided questions that you can use to have these kinds of conversations about the different characters in the movie. If you decide, hey, we're going to watch this, but you want to take it further, then this could be a really good section to look at. So I really find that Common Sense Media, of the three, is really the one that helps you not only evaluate it, but I feel like going deeper into the why do kids believe this about this, and what ages should I consider this with, and how can I have this conversation? I feel like all the sites are good for reviews and looking at content. I find that Common Sense Media is the one that kind of looks at the why behind it and helps me really evaluate that and go further with it. So that's my take on commonsensemedia.org. And there you have it, my 3 resources for all things movies. Down in the description, you will find links to Plugged In and IMDb and Common Sense Media. And if you found this video helpful, would you please like it, share it, and click that little button down there to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I will see you next time.